country doesn't end without a uniform, It is a lifelong pledge to uphold the values of democracy, liberty, and justice for all. Their service in community programs supporting veterans and fostering Americanism resonates with the core principles we cherish in Scouts BSA. The pinnacle of this journey of service is the attainment of rank of Eagle Scout. Becoming an Eagle Scout is not just about the badges or the accolades. It's about embodying the spirit of service. Eagle Scouts undertake projects that require leadership, determination, and a deep understanding of community needs. These projects are not just tasks to be completed. They are a testament to their commitment of making the world a better place. Service, as taught in Scouts BSA, practiced by members of the American Legion, and embodied by Eagle Scouts, is about putting others before oneself. It's about making a difference, one act at a time. Whether it's through conserving nature, helping a neighbor, or advocating for veterans' rights, service is the thread that binds us as a community and a common purpose. As we forge ahead, let us carry this torch of service passed down from generations of Scouts and veterans. Let us remember that in serving others, we find the true essence of leadership, character, and citizenship. For in the words of Scouts BSA, the motto says, "Do a good turn daily." It lies in a powerful truth, that the act of service, no matter how small, can ignite a spark that can change and that burns brightly in the hearts of the community and our nation. Thank you all for being here.
Next, we have Danny Lois, who is acting ASM for 642.
Thank you, Mr. Luke. Thank you all for coming. Kind of to piggyback on what Mr. Schwartz and Mr. Echeverry said, we couldn't be more proud of you guys. The work you guys put in here, really, it was tremendous, and you guys did an amazing job. The fact that you completed it says a lot. As was mentioned earlier, less than 5% of all Boy Scouts attain this Eagle rank, so congratulations to you guys. But what does it take to earn this Eagle? I've heard of the 3 Ds. We've heard some of them, but there's desire. You guys have got to want to earn this award, which is a big reason why only 5% earn it. Because a lot of Boy Scouts come into this program, have some fun, then lose the desire as life comes in and takes over the rest of their time. But also, you need dedication. You guys have to be committed to this program. You have to put in the effort. You have to get the support from your fellow Scouts, your leaders. And I would like to think that the ASMs of 642 gave you that support. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. I know 642, we have a good structure in place, so I'm happy to see this come through for you guys. But one of the more important things is dedication. And you 6 Scouts had it harder than previous Scouts because we had to deal with a pandemic. So, you had the desire, so did other Scouts. You had the determination, so did other Scouts. But there's one thing you had over and above a lot of other Scouts, and that was the dedication to continue this program. The expectations that you had to complete it. We put you in responsible positions, whether you're a senior patrol leader or running a camp out. You have leadership positions and responsibilities. And guess what? Sometimes you failed. But that was okay, because this is a life lesson that you're going to take with you for the rest of your life. And you're going to use the lessons you've learned here in Scouting to be successful leaders and successful people. And right now, we couldn't be more proud of you guys, and we're super happy that you guys have made it this far and earned this achievement. For some of you scouts, I was your Cub Master in Pack 333 when Alex was in first grade. Me and your dad, Mr. Jameson, Drew, we were co-Cub Masters at Pack 175. I think I met you when you were in third grade. The other boys, Luke, James, Joe, I met you here at the troop, and I can see the determination you guys had, and it was a pleasure watching you guys grow up, learn, and become the men that you guys are today. So I just want to say congratulations again, and thank you all for being here today.
Next, I want to introduce Mr. Jonathan Watts. He's a member of the executive board of the Western Los Angeles Council. He is also a member at large for the Reyes Adobe District. Mr. Watts.
Thanks, Lynn. And boy, having to follow Mr. Echeverry and Mr. Schwartz and Mr. Luz and come up with something entertaining and new to say is going to be a challenge. You guys pretty much covered all the ground. I think if I have to follow that, I look for a common thread between what all three of them said, and it's community. And what I see here in front of me tonight is a community of people who are supportive and encouraging of these 6 gentlemen who have attained this highest rank. If you look at the comments in our society, whether it's via social media or news reports, wherever it may be, we often see the complaint and bemoaning of the fact that our modern education system doing the best it can to keep up with a very fast-paced society with a lot of technological changes and challenges. Some of the things that are so important to be able to contribute to a community and to a society have fallen by the wayside. We hear this with people complaining about the lack of trade skills in our schools, the lack of civics being taught in our schools. All of these skills that used to be part of our public education system and private education system have sort of fallen by the wayside as we focus on what's new and shiny. Our program is so important because it continues to instill these skills and values in all the youth who participated in. And these 6 young men in front of us today and on Zoom who have achieved the highest rank in this program have shown their dedication and commitment to this community and to paying back everything that everyone in this room and the folks who couldn't be here tonight have invested in these 6 to make sure they're able to attain this goal, achieve their dreams, and come into our society prepared to give back and to succeed. I have no doubt in my mind that every single one of you, James, Alex, Joe, Luke, Jameson, and James, will attain everything you put your mind to if you continue to focus on it the same way you focus on attaining this rank. And I look forward to see the society that you will create when you're in charge and leading us into the future. Thank you all very much.
We're going to start awarding the Eagle Ranks certificates. And we have one Eagle Scout that's not able to make it, who currently lives in Texas. Mr. James Petrie. There he is. He earned his Eagle Scout. His Eagle Board review was on May 25th, 2022, and this is actually his Eagle Court of Honor. Okay, so Mr. Watts, you want to present virtually his
Congratulations, James. Well earned.
For those scouts that are present, we have Eagle Scout Alex Rennell. Can you please step up? He had his Eagle Board review on June 28th of 2023. Congratulations, sir. Will Eagle Scout Joe Sedgey please step forward? Joe he had his Eagle Board review on June 28th of 2023. Will Eagle Scout James now please step forward? James had his Eagle Board review on July 26th of 2023. Will Eagle Scout Jameson Morgan please step forward? Jameson had his Eagle Board review on August 30th of 2023. And we have Eagle Scout Luke Sauter, please step forward. Mr. Sauter also had his Eagle Board review on the same date, on August 30th, 2023. That is the Eagle Scout class for 2023. As you notice, May, June, July, August, this troop was extremely busy with so many Eagles coming out of us. Okay, so congratulations, all you scouts. Okay, so can Eagle Scout Luke Sauter and Joe Sedgey please come to the stage? Oh. Actually, you guys supposed to speak now.
Yeah.
So, we'll go with, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went out of sequence. Mr. Petrie, are you online? Okay. All right, James. Do you have any words to say about your maintaining Eagle with Troop 642?
Yes, I am. There's a long delay, but I am online. James, I think he's talking to you, James. Yeah, let's see. Okay, now hopefully y'all can hear me okay. Hi, my name is James Petring. I earned my Eagle Scout back in May of 2022. For some of you who can remember me, I spent a lot of time in the troop. I was there from Tenderfoot till Eagle Scout, and I'm very glad I had the opportunity to do it with this troop, and I'm glad I finished my Eagle Scout project here in California, and I'm very thankful for the leadership lessons that I've been given by my ASMs and the other scouts in the troop. Thank you very much. Glad you could be here.
Is John able to say anything? David? Is John still connected? a few words. Okay, can you hear me?
Oh, did you want me to talk?
Oh.
Yes. Yes, okay. I know we have like a 30-second delay, but I'll go ahead and start talking. So hello from Texas.
Hello from Texas.
So anyway, I'll keep talking here, having faith that you can all hear me. So I just wanted to say I see the temperatures in Los Angeles have fallen below 70 degrees. You have our sympathies, stay strong in LA. I've had the privilege of working with all of these scouts. They've really been stellar scouts. I've seen them start out at ages 11 or 12, just having come out of Cub Scouts. And I saw them grow into capable scouts and effective leaders. And it's been amazing to see what young scouts can accomplish as they get their first experiences with leadership. I had the privilege of advising 3 of these scouts on their Eagle advancement. Joe Zaggity, his project was to upgrade the trail steps at Serrano Canyon. And Luke Sauter, he built a meditation area at his church. And James Nell built that beautiful shed out back at the Legion. And the guys did a great job with their projects. They improved their communities and they learned valuable leadership skills. And I'm grateful that the troop supported them so well. The leaders and the scouts did everything that was asked to make these projects happen. I'm personally grateful for the support for my son James on his project. We were able to schedule his Eagle project 2 weeks before we moved. That was like mid-December. He constructed an information kiosk at Little Blue State Park the week before Christmas, and we had so many leaders and scouts volunteering their time and effort. And a couple of months later, there were torrential rains there, which led to the flooding of that state park. And later we saw a news story video about that flooding, and we could see that James' kiosk was still standing there despite all the flooding. So that was a test. I want to say thank you to Flynn Liu and the entire committee for supporting the troop in its activities. And I want to thank everyone who has kept Troop 642 going strong these last several years, especially in the face of the pandemic challenges we faced. Thank you to Roger Chartrand, our Scoutmaster, who has maintained very high standards for advancement in our troop. You can be sure that every scout who earns Eagle in this troop has really earned it. And personally, I want to thank Danny Aluz for continuing to take a leading role in troop activities. I miss working with Danny. He and I spent a great summer at the camp in Arizona and the Grand Canyon, and that was a wonderful time, great memories. So thank you and congratulations to all 6 Eagle Scouts.
Thank you and congratulations to all 6 Eagle Scouts.
So we typically, in our Eagle Corps honor, ask the scouts to come up and say a few words about their experience with the troop and the challenges, or maybe not so hard challenges, growing up within the troop and achieving their Eagle project and actually attaining their rank. So just based on the order of their Eagle Board review, can Mr. Alex Ramel please step up?
Thank you. Scouting has been a big part of my life for a very long time. It all started when I was a Cub Scout in Pack 333 when I was 7 years old. And I went completely through Cub Scouts, earning my Arrow of Light with the help of my den leader, Mr. Aluz, and my friends Zeke Boussiere and Zachary Aluz, who all went with me to Troop 642. When I first joined the troop, I was honestly unsure of how far I would take it, since it seemed like such a faraway task to reach Eagle. After I went to Camp Maquala in 2017, however, I realized that Boy Scouts was so much more than I thought at first. I instantly saw the friendships I was making and how motivated everyone was to reach Eagle that inspired me to go as far as possible with Boy Scouts. Now that I've reached my Eagle rank, I've realized that everything I worked for was worth it in the end, and I don't regret any of the sacrifices I made in my life to earn this accomplishment. I know a lot of you here are trying to reach your Eagle rank, And some of you don't know if you can do it, but trust me when I say that earning Eagle Scout is the greatest accomplishment I have ever achieved in my life. I believe that getting Eagle isn't just a rank, but the representation of all the things you did and learned throughout your scouting career. I promise all of you that when you achieve Eagle, you will not regret it and look back on all the fun experiences you had in scouting, much like I am now. I would like to thank some of the people who helped me reach this rank before I finish this speech. First, a big thank you to Mr. Iluz for helping me throughout Cub Scouts and making me realize how fun scouting can be. And whether you like it or not, you will always be known as Danny to me. Second, I would like to thank Mr. Morga so much for all your help on my Eagle project and getting it all planned out, even though there was such a strict time limit on getting my Eagle book turned in. I couldn't have done it without you. And lastly, I would like to thank Mr. Chartron and all my friends throughout my scouting journey for your overwhelming support, and I will truly miss all the fun times I had with the troop. Thank you.
Mr. Eagle Scout Joe Sedgety, would you like to come up and say a few words?
Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. So Scouts has been a big part of my life for a long time, since Cub Scouts. I've learned many valuable skills such as first aid and life saving. The opportunities I got to camp and hike fueled my love for the outdoors. Going to Camp Maquala and all the times I've been to Emerald Bay are some of my best memories. I couldn't have done it without my parents, however. My mom especially pushed me to rank up and keep progressing. I couldn't have done it without the unwavering support, encouragement, and guidance. Thank you both for being pillars of strength throughout this scouting journey. Your love, dedication, and belief in my potential have played a significant role in shaping me into who I am today. I would also like to thank Mr. Echeverry, who has been a mentor since Cub Scouts all the way to today. I would also like to thank Mr. Didek, my beneficiary, Mr. Petring, my Eagle advisor, for guiding me through my Eagle project. I added and replaced steps on a hiking trail in Malibu. It took much planning and dedication. We were able to finish it in one day instead of two that we originally planned. My experiences in scouting and becoming an Eagle Scout will benefit me for the rest of my life, and I will carry it all with me wherever I go. I would now like to give some pins to my parents and other people. Thank you. And also, Mr. Liu, thank you for all your help.
hard to like summarize well, like scouting, because I've been in this program since first grade. It's really like a great program. In short, it taught me how to be a man, you know? Like it taught me how to get stuff done, taught me how to be efficient. I actually learned how to balance a checkbook. I don't know if I'll be able to use that, but I'll have that in my pocket. Truthfully, the thing that like makes Eagle Scout is you've got to be willing to do things that others aren't in order to succeed. You got to be able to put in the hours. You got to be able to put in the dedication. You got to know that you're not going to want to do the things you want to do all the time. You might want to wake up and you might be like, man, I really don't want to do Scouts right now. But you got to do Scouts if you want to like reach like Eagle Scout. You know? In short, like my Eagle Scout project took like about 400 hours, like with all of the people. Like Mr. Chartrand really helped me like stay on task. Like we spent a lot of time together. You guys can see the shed out back. We finished the shed in like 10 hours of work. Started like for me at 6:30 a.m. all the way to like 2, 3. I found my love for medicine in scouting with my first aid merit badge. With like a shout out to Mr. Miles, a really good EMT, like taught me everything. I also want to thank like Mr. Echeverry, like since like the OG days, like the OG, Cub Scout days. I want to thank like Mr. Liu when I had turned in like my paperwork, like when I forgot my paperwork and I showed up at your house, like you were there. You know, I like want to thank my dad because always like they kept me on task, like signing me up for merit badges I didn't even know I was doing. I also want to thank all 5 of you guys because I made so many memories. Specifically, like with the other James at Petring, we actually bunked at Philmont, woke me up at 4:30 a.m. in the morning because he was the trek leader, had to keep everybody on time. I've known you guys since like since I like joined the troop. Being Eagle Scout seems so far away, but we're here. Thank you guys.
Jameson Morgan.
Hello. I was the senior patrol leader on my final year of scouting. I had, for a year or two before that, had fallen off of the scouting train. I had lost a lot of hope of ever making it to Eagle. And then I came to one meeting expecting it to be one of my final meetings, and Danny Lewis approached me and said, we need a senior patrol leader for this coming year. And in that moment, I knew that I had the guts to do it, and I want to thank everyone who supported me as senior patrol leader. It was a very life-changing experience, getting to remember all the stuff I learned throughout scouting and apply it in a very direct way. It was a beautiful experience, so thank you once again to Danny for approaching me with that. Funny story, I was first time in scouting, I was the first person of my year here to make it to first class, and I am now the last person of my year to make it. I'm forgetting everything I want to say. I do want to thank, once again, Mr. Liu and Danny Lewis for helping me personally throughout my entire past 13 years in Scouts, as well as keeping this troop alive throughout the pandemic. This was a train that no one wanted to be on at the time, and you leaders really helped keep this train moving. You kept it chugging, so I really appreciate it because this troop has given me so much more than I could have ever asked, and it would not be here today without you guys. So thanks very much. I want to thank my parents, my mom for being a constant rock and someone who I can always go in for a hug when I need it when things are way too tough. And I'd like to thank my dad for, I think, having the perfect approach to parenting in Scouts. He had this philosophy of when I'm 0 years old, 1 year old, he is completely 100% in charge of everything I do. But as I grow up, by the time I'm 17, 18 years old, he should be 0% in charge. Especially with scouting, my entire last year of scouting, I drove myself every meeting, every week myself. my dad was always there to push me when I needed it, but he was not going to be the person who had to drag me along. So I want to thank him for really making me work for this and making it so I can do this myself, because it's all the more rewarding taking the time. And he is an Eagle Scout as well. He turned in his paperwork the day before his 18th birthday. I turned my paperwork 2 days before my 18th. Thank you to everyone. Thank you for all the memories. As I moved into my leadership position, my one goal was to create memories for the younger kids in the troop that I had created. Being a first year scout here, I looked up to so many older scouts, like, I'm going to name just people: Jonah Rudner, Otto Ramel, Bobby Bulos, Ezra Luz, and those guys were rock stars in my brain. Little 11-year-old me, skinny, little short kid walking in here, and now I'm walking out bigger than I think anyone else. So, thank you to everyone for all the memories, and I think that's it. Thank you.
Eagle Scout Luke Sauter, the podium's yours.
Well, wow, of course I am the last one of the six. But it's fine. Wow. I never expected to actually become an Eagle Scout in the first place. All throughout, I just thought, oh, I would stay a Life Scout, and that would be my most memorable thing. But I kept going. And really, it was my mom that always helped to push me through that. My family, even all of Troop 642, they said, keep going. And I did, even though. Still. Really, my most memorable thing throughout my entire scouting career was the 2 Camp Giuseppe campouts. My scouting career, it had here at 642, it started with Camp Giuseppe, and that was my pushing goal. Every time it was denied, I always asked in every patrol leader meeting, hey, can we go to Camp Giuseppe again? And finally, coming to the end, it came, and I got to show my leadership with the younger scouts, and that was the best moment for me. But really, I just have to say thank you, everybody, all Troop 642 for helping me push through this. Thank you, my entire family, for helping me get through this. All my neighbors, even to my beneficiary, thank you. It's been one heck of a life for me to be a scout. Thank you.
At this time, we usually typically give the podium to the families that do wish to say a word or two.
Let's see if we can get you.
Oh.
Okay, I think they are asking me to speak. Thank you very much for coming again. I'm going to apologize for my audio problems the last time around. But I'm very thankful for the guidance I've received from the ASMs during my time in scouting. My advisor, Mr. Morga, really helped me push my project along, and because I had a deadline to meet, which was New Year's of that year, and I got it done right before Christmas. So I'm very thankful he helped me stay on track and avoid my habits of procrastinating. I'd like to thank Mr. Chartrand. He was the one who really helped me continue through with my entire scouting career, because there are times where it is discouraging to keep going, but the end result is almost always worth it. And I'd also like to thank Mr. Eluz, because he helped me finish up with my merit badges. I was also procrastinating on that, kind of dragging my feet. But we met outside at his house, when it wasn't exactly convenient for either of us, but it was important to come together and make sure it got done. So I'm very thankful for the adult guidance I've gotten on this journey.
adventures, you know, really builds character. All you leaders are just, you know, amazing with your leadership and instilling, you know, character in these young men. You know, some of the memories and the good friends, the summer camps, the rafting, the canoeing. We actually capsized our canoe in the Colorado River in the icy cold water and survived. Barely, but no, it was a lot of fun and I'd do it again. You know, and you know, we just want to say thank you to all the troop leaders and the parents. Everybody puts time in. Special thank you to Mr. Barry Dydek, who's the beneficiary, the Santa Monica Trail Council, where he did his Eagle project. It was hard work, but very fulfilling and a really great project. Special thanks to my wife Mary, who just puts in so many hours for the troop and does countless hours of service. And she did a lot for this Court of Honor too tonight.
I didn't make him say that.
She puts her heart into it and for the love of her son. You know, it's nice. Thanks to Mr. John Petrie, he's Eagle Advisor. And Joe, congratulations. We're so proud of you. You know, we're so proud of the person you've become. And we're looking forward to the adventure as he moves on to college. And we're your #1 fan.
I haven't been to Toastmasters in a while, so I'm not good at making speeches, so I'm just going to take pictures. But I do want to thank everybody. You know, I don't want to forget anyone, but all the ASMs and Mr. Chargeman, Mr. Liu, Mr. Echeverry, Mr. Piching, Mr. Luz, everybody. Oh, Mr. Nell, and everybody at Trip and Pack 320, Mr. Diaz and Mr. Sullivan. So, yeah. Oh, Mr. Raymond, obviously. Yeah, so I actually made a big old list, and I can't find it on my phone, and I don't want to, like, you know, make you guys, well, anyway, I'll just do it. Mr. Steele, Mr. Morga, Mr. Sauter, Ms. Rangel, Mr. Rutner, Mr. Turner, Mr. Hyman, Mr. Cassidy, Mr. Curran, Mr. Stern, Ms. Monick, Mr. and Mrs. Beitaj, Mr. Rabo, Mrs. Parvis, Mrs. Medevic, Mr. Trotter, Mr. Swartz, Mr. Watts, and anybody else I forget. And thank you so much.
I now want to invite the Nell family, if they would like to step up and say a few words.
Our son just said, say something good, so. James, when you were, must have been 8 years old, when you came to us and you said, 6? Was he 6? Okay, we were right in the, so you're 7 years old and you came over to us and you said that you wanted to go to the Scouts. And honestly, the first thing I thought was, oh God, you serious? It just seemed like, you know what they're going to do? There's no way I'm going to dress like this guy. Not a chance. I'm not going to dress up. I'm not going to do that. And he was so excited about it. James was just so excited. And of course, you know, we wanted to support him. And so right from the start, you know, I got to tell you, you're the one that made made us a scout family. I mean, you really are. You're the one that you had the energy, you had the desire, you had the passion for it, and you've never wavered on that. It's really pretty amazing. And so it wasn't long before we had his brother in the Scouts, his sister in the Scouts, and all of a sudden we're going on campouts and doing stuff as a family. And I really, honestly consider us a Scout family. And I never thought that was going to happen. And one of the things, though, that I think that you guys will appreciate is the first night there. It was right after a long trip, and we needed to go. And I was thinking, oh gosh, do we really have to go? So we go, and they said, and then Mr. Echeverry gets up there and says to us, okay, so you're going to need leaders and this and this and this. And so we're outside, and I remember being with you, Mary, outside with a couple other people, and he says, so someone's going to need to be a den leader. And so we just stood there. No one said anything. And this is what he does. He just sits there like this. And I'm thinking, if I say that I'm going to do this, my wife is going to kill me because we have so much on our plate. I thought, okay, so I said, okay, I'll run this. I'll be the den leader, but only if we do it as a team, kind of as a family, like we do it all together. And it was you, Mary, and the other parents, my wife, that got together, and what we did is we did it as a team. And that's how we did it. And so it just made a big difference, and that's how we started to become a Scout family. So, James, I will say to you that I'm just so proud of you. I really am. I mean, this happened because of you, and I'm just so happy and excited and proud to call you my son and to see you become an Eagle. My gosh, it's just to me, it's just a huge thing. Just a beautiful thing. So I want to tell you I love you, and I appreciate that. I want to thank my wife, because my wife is, she's been unwavering with this. I mean, from the start, this is all new to us. It's very new to us, and we work together to become a Scout family, and and if it's not going to work if I don't have the support of my wife, and she doesn't have the support of me to be able to be there. And so, thank you for that. I do want to thank. And Mr. Esther, very seriously, thank you. You were awesome. I learned so much from you. I had never even done much camping or done any of that at that point. So all of a sudden, I'm going camping and doing things I never would have done. And I love the fact that you're so well-rounded now, son. All of you boys, I'm telling you, you guys are so much more prepared than the other kids, the other ones that are moving on. So I'm really proud of you guys. Thank you, Mr. Chartrand. When we came over here, James didn't even want to visit anywhere else. He came here, one meeting, he goes, I'm in. And I said, well, you got to check out a couple of other groups. That's the way it works. And he goes, Dad, you said I could decide, and I'm in. And I said, okay. And one of the big reasons, honestly, Mr. Chartrand, was because of you. He was just so impressed by you, and he loved your energy and who you were, that kind of thing. And so and then I want to also thank Mr. Petring. So wherever he is, Mr. Petring for being a Scout advisor, because really, there's times when, as I don't know how the rest of you boys were, but there came a point when my son was kind of like, I got this, step off, and so Mr. Petring would come in there and just keep him on track, and it was great to have Mr. Petring there for him the whole time. It was just, what a loving, sweet, strong person to have on your corner. And Mr. Chartrand, you went so far out of the way to make his Eagle project. You really did. I've got texts from you. There's story after story of what you did. So thank you for going the extra mile, like the extra 100 miles. I really appreciate that. And and the rest of the leaders too. You guys, thank you so much, because my other two kids, when they started up Troop 320, they wanted to support St. Mel and stay there. James says, I'm staying here, which I loved, because everyone wanted him to go over to 320. And he said, no, I'm not. My other two kids, our other two kids stayed. And the leaders here have been absolutely wonderful, and you guys have been such a great part of this journey. So I thank you guys all for just being so wonderful to our son. So,
I'll keep it pretty short, but I just want to say, James, I'm very proud of you, because this journey's been a long journey, and it takes a village. And it really does, because there's a lot of people who have helped very recently, but there's a lot of people that helped ever since you were a Cub, even from bringing snacks and driving and lots of like, you know, oh, we need supplies for this, and a lot of people, they don't get recognized because it's just not a big, you know, word. So I just want to say thank you, because every time you bring a case of water, you know, every time you volunteer for something, every time anybody helps with things, it really helps. It's helping these kids get to where they are now. And a lot of those people don't get recognized, so thank you. Because you don't get a big banner, and you don't wear, you know, the uniform, and you know, just thank you for all of the little things that make up the big things. And I just want to share, like, really two special experiences I remember having with you. Like the first time, well, when James was a Cub Scout, we're the ones that always did the Pinewood Derby together. So we would always make his cars together. We had lots of fun.
It was
doing
her
that.
all the way.
Lots of fun
All the way.
doing the Pinewood Derby. So that's one special experience I had with you. Another one was when we went to build the rocket. We did the rockets. I think Brian was there in the dry lake bed out in the middle of I don't know where. And it's a dry lake bed, and the wind was, oh my gosh, it was like crazy. And I was like, we're going to sleep in the SUV because this is like, we're going to get blown away. like, you know, Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. But it was fun. So anyway, those were two real special things that stood out in my mind. But, you know, just because you're Eagle now, it's not about, this isn't the end of the journey. This is about everything you've learned, like balancing that checkbook. That's good, that's very important life skill. But it's the journey, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And your journey isn't over. You know, you've reached a point, and now your journey is going to continue. And your journey is continuing as an Eagle Scout. And I love you, and I'm very proud of you.
The Morgan family is invited to the podium.
Okay, well, first of all, I'd like to thank Troop 642 and all the adult leaders. Over many years, you guided and nurtured Jameson, and I really appreciate it. Jameson, I'm so incredibly proud of the young adult man you become. And scouting is a huge part of that. So I'm so proud of the man you've turned into. He gets stuff done, but also who loves his friends and is extremely compassionate to others. You stuck through the good times and the difficult ones to accomplish this goal of becoming Eagle, and your hard work and dedication are inspiring. Sorry, I told myself I was going to do this, but you were so small. Your first camp out, give you the biggest hug and bend down, and now you have to bend over to hug me. I'm just so proud of you. Congratulations, and thank you everybody for your support.
When I started Scouts in the 80s, it was a different world. And I didn't have dad that was around. And when I made Eagle, I knew that one of my dreams was to be there for my son, to be in this program and participate and get you in it. And just like riding a bicycle, I held the seat while you pedaled. And at a certain point I let go and you were still riding. And it's not about lighting a fire or putting up a tent. It's about getting something done. And most of getting something done is doing a lot of mundane stuff that you don't want to do. The stuff that has to get done anyway. And when you have that Eagle badge on, all of you, it lets the world know, lets me know, you're the guy that's going to get stuff done. And now that this accomplishment is here,
whatever you choose for your next thing, I know you're going to be the guy that's going to get it done, and I'm very proud.
The Sauter family is invited to the podium.
I was just trying to make it up here. Might be. Our first memory, I don't know if you remember this, when we toured here, we walked in and I'm like, what do you think? And you're like, I know. We met Bernard Etcheverry, and he really did something. I think he really portrayed the type of people you want your children to be around. And I didn't know how intertwined our relationship would become, just because teaching his son, his family, and going from there. You don't know where paths lead, right? And I think I want to thank that first too. And all the rest of the leaders really appreciate that. Oh, that's right, yeah. Maureen's like, I can't do this, so she deferred right now. You're doing a great job, Maureen. But I had a special honor. This is kind of weird too, because in class I talk, but I don't really talk about you directly. And I get this opportunity right now to do that and tell you how proud we are of you and the person that you've become, and so excited to see where this leads. I had a special opportunity to be an ASM, and through that process, we did some things all the time as a Scoutmaster conference, but I never really got to be in a Scoutmaster conference with you because you're my son. And so you would always have to go to other adults, which is a great thing. But I get the opportunity to move it back to you. And one of the things that they always did was say, name 2 or 3 parts of the Scout law that you see yourself doing. And I hope you understand, you have already become a Scout. You've been doing things as a Scout. You are a Scout. Whether you're like, oh, I don't know, I'm not a Star Scout yet. You are doing those things. One of them is kindness. I remember at school you told me one time you had a friend who was crying. And this was in 9th grade, and you went up to him and you're like, how are you? And you're doing that. I see that kindness in you. You do that for others already. The success is already there. You're doing it. You're helpful. How many service hours? Oh my gosh. Like a lot. That selflessness in helping others. You are already helpful. You are already doing that. You are being a Scout to others. And then lastly, reverence. Your adultary day, oh my gosh, a year's work. Your commitment with your Eagle Project to work with your parish. Thank you, Kathy, and what they did, and putting together a meditation garden and a prayer garden for others. You don't know how far that, or in what ways that will reach people. God is working through you already. And you are reverent. You are doing the things that are a Scout. And so it's almost like as you go through the process, we were able to see you become who you are, see you change into the person you are. And it's so exciting. And this is not the end. And I really liked it when somebody else was talking about this is just the beginning. I don't want this to be the best opportunity. I want to see you, you don't know where and how much you can affect other people, past today. This is just the start of your life. And so fall back on those skills that Scouting has given you. Your uncles too, I know myself, so excited to welcome another Eagle into the family. And we're all proud of you and what you've done. Also, I'd like to thank Mr. Petrie. Thank you so much. Your detail-orientedness in your mentorship through his project was fundamental. So many spelling mistakes, so many dotting I's, crossing T's. That's learning how to be an adult in an adult world. We love you. We're so proud of you, and we're so excited to see where the future leads with you. So congratulations.
Okay, hello. Sorry again for the delay. And thanks to Dave Ramel for figuring out all this technical stuff. That's been, I know it's an amazing challenge. So I'll just want to say a few words about my son, James, and let me just do something with my audio. So James has really, he started out in Cub Scouts when he was 8 years old. I knew I had in my mind because I was in Scouts and I was fortunate to make it to Eagle, and I wanted James to be in Scouts, and I was kind of lost trying to figure out where do we get him involved in Scouts, where are the Cub Scout packs, and finally we found one at his elementary school, and he joined when he was 8, and that was a great Cub Scout pack, and I ended up being Cub Master of that pack too, much to my surprise, which brought me into being more active in the leadership of the troop. And then we found Troop 642. We went to orientation for 5 different troops, and Troop 642 really stuck out as being great because of they had information and photos of all the activities they had done, and one of them was they had gone sailing and scuba diving in Bermuda, and that just blew my mind. I couldn't believe that. And we met Mr. Chartrand, and I just loved the kind of leadership that he exuded. And we met Mr. Schwartz and Mr. Miles, who led the high adventure programs, and they had such excitement for what they were doing. And so we just knew that Troop 642 was the right troop for us. And so James started out at, age 11 or 12, and just like everyone else. And he just went along with the program and did it really well. I saw him grow from that Cub Scout type young boy into a young man who was capable of leading people. He ended up being a crew leader at Philmont on our trek, and he did a great job. And he got his Eagle Scout project done. And I've just seen James grow so much because of Scouts and benefit from the leadership examples of all the people in the troop, all the ASMs and Mr. Chartrand and everyone else who's there. So I'm grateful that we've been involved with Troop 642, and I'm very proud of James for all that he has accomplished in just his quiet way of just getting the work done. And now I see he's 19 years old and he's going to college and he's working, and he's just exuding a lot of confidence and capability that I think is far above what maybe the average person of his age is able to do. And I attribute a lot of that to scouting. So I'm proud of you, James. I love you, and keep going just like you're doing. Thank you all.
Hello? Hello? 1, 2.
that you stuck to it. You know, I know the lockdowns really set you back, and you just worked hard, just like you did with your black belt. I know you struggled and you went through times when you didn't want to do it, but you just pushed through and you did it anyway, and I'm so absolutely proud of you. I started in a leader as in Scouts thanks to Mr. Schwartz. Like Alex is my second, so I was in Scouts with my older son Otto, and our first Tiger leader left, and I was talking to Howard about the fact that I had been a Scout, and he said, well, now you're a leader. so I went through Scouts as Den leader, Weeblo leader, then Otto came to Troop 642, and ASM here, and then I took a year off and did Cub Master for Alex. And this whole journey has been great. All of the leaders that I've worked with, Bernard, Danny, long time through Pack 333, like he's got 4 kids going through it, and I only had 2. And the Boussiers, and we were, you know, our kids were Jack and Zeke were Otto and Alex, like paired up all the way through. Same thing with Ezra, except he was in a different troop for a while, and Zachary. So it's been a long time. Mr. Morgan was great when we first came over and we're working together. You know, it's just been a really great time. So I wanted to say a little bit about Alex's Eagle project. So he wanted to do something. It was a real struggle because he wanted to do something like care packages for troops, deployed troops. And we started working with one of the big groups, and they were really problematic. They were just a machine. At that point, they wanted to, the only thing they were gonna allow Alex to do was have some kids show up and fill their packages for them. So instead, he reached out to the Navy and got in touch with a special warfare group and got in touch with the commander, and we ended up shipping 150 packages to deployed Navy SEALs. So, you know, there's a lot of times when you're doing Eagle projects, you do this thing and you see what you did and you walk away and you kind of never get feedback, right? And we kind of expected the same thing, like these went off to who knows where, right? But then about a month and a half later, we got a picture of guys with the care packages. That was really cool. But see if I can get through this. This was even better. Please forward this message to Alex. I am a Navy SEAL, currently deployed in the Middle East. My team and I got a couple of your Eagle Scout project boxes, and the boys loved it. I reached out to congratulate you, so he reached out through the website to send this email. To congratulate you on working towards your Eagle Scout, explain the significance. I saw the sticker on the inside of the boxes and wanted to reach out. I grew up in Ventura County and earned my Eagle Scout at Troop 730 in Newbury Park, California. Going on as many trips as possible and being very active in the troop gave me skills I never knew I would use. It pushed me far ahead of my peers and armed me with the mental fortitude, leadership skills, and confidence to take life head on and become confident and decisive man in a complex society. These days, it is more important than ever to be capable and a confident man. Today, do what others won't, so tomorrow you can do what others can't. Continue pushing yourself and doing what others around you are not. Take care of your brothers. Inject the things that you've learned in Scouts into all your future endeavors. Keep up the good work, Ryan.
Okay, can I have Eagle Scouts Luke Stoddard and Eagle Scout Joe Stitchy to the stage, please? troop, which is unique, that we endeavor to embrace are awards and recognitions that are not necessarily part of the Boy Scout program. There is a award program that's national called the Presidential Volunteer Service Award. It's a prestigious national award that's offered a recognition for volunteer commitment. It was established back in the year 2003, and this particular award honors individuals who have demonstrated a sustained commitment to volunteer service over a course of 12 months. Mr. Sauter has actually achieved the silver level award level. He accumulated 181.5 hours of volunteer service. Mr. Sejadi was able to achieve the bronze level of service hours. He was able to accumulate 110 hours. Luke will get his, but they're out of order. So, on top of being an Eagle Scout and doing all you need, these two individuals went beyond to get a volunteer service award on top of everything else they have to do. So, I don't see the Marine Corps here, so I think the Marine Corps missed the beachhead, Mr.
They needed Navy.
Yeah. Well, the Navy get them there, so apparently they missed the beachhead. So, but I have all the awards that they would be presenting. Okay. So, can I have Eagle Scout Brunel, please step forward, please. So, the United States Marine Corps actually present a few awards for every scout. Okay. For the parents, they get an award also. Okay. It says proudly presents the American Spirit Award to David and Mary Ramel. It says for their belief in the American traditions and patriotism demonstrated by the Boy Scouts of America program and their dedicated support of education of their son, Alex Paul Ramel. That Marine Corps also presents a Good Citizenship Award for each of the Eagle Scouts and a commendation from the Commandant of the Marine Corps itself. Congratulations, sir. Eagle Scout Joe Sejdi, please step forward. You are also a recipient for your parents of the American Spirit Award and also recognition from the Marine Corps Commandant and also the Good Citizenship Award from the Marine Corps. Jump on down. For James Snell, please step forward. Also for your parents, Scott and Taya Nell, they will get an award for supporting you towards Eagle. You will also get a communication from the Commandant of the Marine Corps congratulating on that you achieving Eagle rank. And you will also get a Marine Corps Good Citizen Board certificate. James Morgan. Your parents have been awarded also American Spirit Award Rescue Drew and Monty Morgan. Again, Mr. Morgan, you will also get a commendation from the current commander of the Marine Corps, and also a Good Citizen Award from the United States Marine Corps. Mr. Luke Sauter. Your parents get an award for Paul Marine Sauter for helping you towards the Eagle rank. And personally, again, like I said, the Commandant personally gives you a citation for outstanding service, and you'll be awarded the Good Citizenship Award. We have a representative from the Elks Lodge, Mr. Eric Lacey. Eagle Scouts, can you all stand up over here, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Eric Lace, and I represent the Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks of the United States of America. And my duty is as a scouting chair of both San Fernando and San Gabriel Valleys, all the troops therein. And I am so very honored to be invited here to this National Court of Honor, the Eagle Court of Honor. And as Joe said in his acceptance, you know, the Eagle rank stays with you forever. It really does. And I can tell you in my capacity, in many capacities I was on some committees to accept people for certain colleges, and whenever anyone said they were Eagle Scouts, they got extra credit. Whenever they had for scholarships, the Elks, as you know, or don't know, we're the second largest giver of scholarships in the country. That's not true anymore. We're third. We got pushed out of second place by Bill Gates, his petty cash fund, excuse us. We try. And in those scholarships, whatever anybody mentions in any scholarship programs I've been involved with, whenever they're Eagle Scouts, extra credit. Even in the military, when I was in personnel in the military, jumped 2 ranks simply for being Eagle Scouts, if you say you are. And when in my career as a recruiter for many companies, whenever anybody mentioned they were Eagle Scouts, and I would always ask, and at certain times, certain levels, very high levels, in fact, some companies in hiring would say they want Eagle Scouts. If anybody's an Eagle Scout, they're in. And so, just as you said, whenever anybody, this Eagle rank will stay with you forever. And I'm very happy to be invited here. Since I got my Eagle rank, doors have opened. Even though I got my Eagle rank a number of years ago, it still stays with me, even now in a retirement career and certain vocational places where I'm helping some youth and some other adults with job preparation and such. But if even they were Eagles, even senior adults who want to go back to work, if they were Eagle Scouts, they're hired. And they still stay with you forever. So congratulations to all of you. And I'm so happy to be able to represent our Grand Exalted Ruler, that means National President, Randy Shook, who he is very involved in scouting, as is, of course, the Elks, because our program and our motto of charity, justice, brotherly love, and fidelity is very similar to what the Scouting Oath and the Scout Law envisions. So on behalf of GER, Randy Shook, I want to be able to present to all the Scouts a certificate of merit, which reads, "The Benevolent Protective Order of Elks of the United States of America takes pride in presenting this certificate of merit
for your achievement in attaining the rank of Eagle Scout by your dedication to the principles of the Scout Oath and Scout Law, which you have demonstrated and what Scouting stands for: building character, developing a sound mind, volunteerism, and always being prepared to assist in time of need. And then the GER takes pen in hand to write to each of you a letter of congratulations, saying that the BPOE Elks has long been a proponent of the Scouting movement, and our past presidents have served on, of course, the National Boy Scout Councils. Your achievements have been many, and we sincerely hope that you will continue your devotion and dedication to the principles of Scouts and to inspire other young men and women to follow in your footsteps. As you move forward in life, please continue to hold the Scout motto and be a leader for your future. Sincerely, Randy Shook, Randy Exalted Ruler. So thank you all very much. And I'd like to present the GER also sent me a pin that the Elks give out to only to Eagle Scouts to show our dedication to Scouting. So,
Mr. Brunel, please step forward. Step on stage.
So, certificate. Do you do this anymore? Okay. There you go. Thank you very much.
Joe.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Congratulations.
Let's squeeze together for a shot.
Can we please?
Right here, guys. Awesome. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Make sure you always on all your applications, please, scholarships, anything, mention Eagle Scout, very important. Yeah, it was online. Okay, so you can send this. I will. Oh, you're wonderful. Okay, good.
Okay, next. All right. We have a representative for City Councilman Bob Woodland's office, Mr. Seth Samuels. He is also an Eagle Scout.
Actually, being an Eagle Scout helped me get this job. So.
There
you go. Before I give you these certificates of recognition, I have two things to say. The first is I did find my Eagle Scout uniform. It does not fit. I'm wearing it in spirit. The second thing I'll say is I have an 11-month-old son at home. And I thought, oh, well, it would be so great to get a onesie that says Future Eagle Scout. And then I thought, maybe that's a little too aspirational. I don't want to like put too much pressure, so that I put Future Boy Scout. But having been here, this is my second court of honor for Eagle Scouts. I'm going to put Future Scout of Troop 642.
Oh.
So thank you.
Hold you to it.
Very good, very good. As Mr. Liu said, my name is Seth Samuels. I am the Woodland Hills Field Deputy, and I also do land use planning, so we can talk about that later. But for Councilmember Bob Bloomingfield of the 3rd District, he represents Canoga Park, Winnetka, Reseda, Tarzana, and Woodland Hills. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today, but he sent me in his stead. And I would like to present to you certificates of recognition from him and from the rest of the City Council, and I will read the inscription on them very quickly. On behalf of the City of Los Angeles, I would like to congratulate you for achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. I am proud to recognize your commitment to the Boy Scouts of America and to this community. The Boy Scouts instills values of commitment and integrity that have helped shape you into leaders that are trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, brave, clean, and reverent. I don't know what those are from. Your leadership and hard work make the city of Los Angeles a better place in which to work, live, and play. I wish you the best in future endeavors. Councilmember Bob. Lastly, before I call you up, I charge you new Eagle Scouts with several other additions to the Scout Law. To be considerate of others, possibly to be punctual, if you can do it, to be empathetic, and to show gratitude, to be appreciative for everything that you've achieved, all those people who have helped you, and for the things that come your way. On that note, I will award you these certificates. For James Petring, and congratulations all of you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Mr. Chartrand, are you ready for Scout Master Minute?
Thank you, Mr. Liu. Well, for anybody that knows me, unfortunately, I don't do the Scoutmaster Minute. It takes a little longer for me to get through things, especially when we have a great group like this, and I want to make sure that we identify a few folks. So before I get started with my formal Scoutmaster Minute commentary, I just want to explain, many of you are well aware that I'm in the Navy Reserve, and lately in the last couple of 2-3 years, it's been taking a great deal of my time. But in the Navy, all right, we have commanding officers and officers in charge at the top of the chain, right, in our command. And then you have executive officers, which are second in command, and they take care of all the, he's nodding his head here, he knows, he was with, yeah, you know very well. And then you have chiefs, and what we say in the Navy is chiefs run the Navy, right? That middle tier management group, below the COs, the XOs, and then keeping the enlisted ranks in order and moving forward and charging forward and doing what they need to do with training and on deployments. That's all done by the chiefs. So it's a tantamount role that must be played and must be done very well. So to that end, what I'd like to do is, if you may indulge me, and parents, as I call you up here, if you could please pass your phone to somebody that can just take a few photos if you want. But I would like all my commanding officers, which are the parents, to come on up and join us here on stage for a moment. We get a nice photo. The other reason I'm doing that is one of the assistant scoutmasters that was serving with us just before I went on mobilization said to me, never let an opportunity for a great photo to go by, because once it's gone, it's gone. That's right. It doesn't happen again. Right. So I don't want to miss this opportunity. So if I could have the guys in back and the women in front, my wives in front, because they're a lot prettier than you guys, I have to say. 100%. So, so make sure we all get everybody. Can you get everybody in there, Bernard?
Yep.
Mr. Etcheberry? Okay, good. So I just want to make sure we recognize these folks, because these are the commanding officers, if you will, of the entire operation. Because without them, authorizing their son to be here and for us to borrow them for a couple hours every week, and then sometimes on weekends and going places and doing things. Without the COs, we have no way of doing that, right? So, can I get a huge round of applause for all the COs? Right, so before they go away though, I don't want them to go away, because what I want to do is, the executive officers, if you will, are the assistant scoutmasters, the core group that does all the work making the troop run, right? They're the guys that execute, the gals that execute, and that includes any Eagle advisors, which generally are ASMs. But if I could, I'd like the ASMs, please, and Bernard, if you could, I don't know if you have somebody you can trust your camera to, that they can just take easy pictures. Mr. Lace might be able to help you with that, or oh, your mom, there you go. Perfect. If I can have our exos right here in front of the stage, that would be great. Because Howard, don't be shy, buddy. I know Howard's not shy. I just want to deviate 1 second before we go forward, because I have to admit, one of the most impressive things I've ever seen in my life as a scout is Mr. Schwartz's commitment from the time many of these kids were Cubs to now. And he's still here, still serving, still part of the operation. And Howard, we appreciate you very much, my friend. Thank you, brother. So, if you want to get guys, scouts, if you have cameras, please pull them out, take a photo real quick. I want to make sure these people are recognized. Come on in, guys. Everybody? All right, smile pretty, great. These are our XOs. And then lastly, I mentioned the Chiefs. Don't go away, guys. Because the Chiefs, and some of these folks are dual-hatted, okay? Some of them are already up here, some of them are down here, but the Chiefs would be our parent committee, because without them, nothing happens, nothing. They are truly that layer that helps to make sure things are laid out for the troops, to make sure they're able to do what they do. So if I have any committee members that are not already up here, would you please come forward and join the ASMs? Any committee members that are not already up here? Come on up. Don't be shy. Yes, come on up. Let's get one more photo with everybody up here, including our last committee member that wasn't here previously. Yeah, you can come on.
Brad, come on. Brad, come on, Brad.
Brad, come on, you were up there. Yeah. Brad, you were part of this operation for a very long time. Come on. There we go. Lisette.
Yes. I'm ready.
You got a phone?
I'm good.
Let Mr. Lace take that last photo, Lisette. Now, the other reason I did this while they're exchanging the camera is, see, in the military, in the Navy, you have to PT before breakfast. In other words, you don't get breakfast until you do PT. PT, for those of you that don't know in military speak, is physical training. And it's hard. It's tough. It's not easy. And you're busting your, before you go to breakfast. Because then you get to breakfast and you're really, really, really hungry, right? Yes. We are the only thing, I'm one of the last things here standing between you and all those goodies back there. So we're PTing right now by standing up, just moving around a little bit, getting some good photos. But do we have everybody now? Great. Thank you. All of you, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. All right. Now, I am almost to my official Scoutmaster Minute commentary. Okay? Almost. I want to thank Mr. Lace being here from the Elks, because I'm actually a member of BPOE 2190, so thank you very much. Glad to be here. I love the Elks. You guys, as you get older and you go through college and get into society, whatever, if you ever want to circle back and join an Elks Lodge, wherever you happen to live in the country, it's a phenomenal organization, excellent service to the community, another way to give back. I also want to do one other thing before I go into my official commentary, okay? And that is, COVID was tough on all of us. We all lived through that. We all endured that, right? It was really, really tough. And I even mentioned to Brody during his Eagle Scoutmaster Conference, where's Brody? Is he here? There he is in the back, yeah. at the time COVID hit, we were serving, I think, roughly, what, 70 families or so, 65, I mean, we were moving, right? It was huge. And by the way, when I took over the role of Scoutmaster, it was 2014, and in January, and about a month later, on Valentine's Day, I received a love email. Congratulations on your mobilization. You're heading off with U.S. CENTCOM to the Middle East, in September. So when that happened, it was very difficult because I had to kind of hand the baton over and kind of see where the troop went. But after that, and then after COVID, I had decided early on we would let this troop grow as big as we could possibly have it, because what I wanted to do was make sure we served as many people in the West Valley and even outside of those bounds. And so we did. We grew as a troop, and my theory was, and I told everybody early on, I don't know how many of you guys were there for the very beginning, but I told a lot of the parents, the way that's going to work is that we have parent volunteers. We have more ASMs. We have more parents on the committee. We have more people involved. And I have to say, everybody just stepped up and made this troop into what it was. So again, it does take an entire community to build this kind of thing for the Scouts. And the Scouts, you're standing on the shoulders of your parents, your ASMs, all the people that helped you get to where you are, right? And then yes, you had to do the dirty work. You were digging the trenches, right? So you did your dirty work and made yourself into an Eagle Scout. But what I want to do is, after COVID, and I mentioned to Brody, I'll circle back to the Brody commentary. As I was seeing these requests come in for merit badges, I mean, in those days, I was still doing every single blue card application merit badge during COVID, and they were pouring in by the dozens every day, right? It was a nightmare. I won't say nightmare. It was tough because I couldn't let these things go by. They had to be processed, but we couldn't figure out, and I even went to some of the ASMs, do you know this person? And they were from Missouri, they're from Kentucky, they're from Louisiana. We didn't know who was doing what, and if they were actual, because the district holds a actual, in those days it was a book, and you had to be an approved merit badge counselor. You couldn't just arbitrarily say, hey, I'm going to teach fishing or computers, You had to be certified. I was just, and of course being in the Navy, we certified to a fault, so I was really trying to find out, are these guys real? Or are they just like a machine pumping out merit badges? And I did not want that in this troop. One of the things I have done as best I can is keep the integrity of the program, but also the quality of our troop with our parents, our kids, and our ASMs. And everybody has totally stepped up to that, totally. So during that period though, when we came out of that, I was shortly after COVID kind of waned off and everything, our troop came back pretty strong because of people like Mr. Luz and many of the other ASMs, helping us to put things back together. And we weren't quite as big as we were when we went into COVID, but we managed to put things back together enough so people started coming back, and it was a slow process. But during that process, my commitments in my civilian job, and especially in the Navy, became much, much heavier. And I was made into I was blessed and honored to be promoted to the officer in charge of Ventura County, of Dep Ventura. So I kind of run everything in that group, and it's really a lot of work. And at that point, I had to kind of pull back from Scouts a bit and not do as much as I had been doing. And we had a couple ASM conferences with that, and we talked about how this has got to work. And we went beyond patrol method, which we practice very, very diligently here, but we also said, hey, there's going to be 2 or 3 ASMs assigned to each patrol. You guys have to be intimate with these guys and these 5 or 6 kids and make sure they are on track to get through, first class all the way to life. And then we'll pick them up in Eagle, and I'll get more involved. So I kind of backed out of things a little bit. The reason I bring all this up is because there were 2 people that stepped up in an enormous way, and I am deeply, deeply grateful for both of them. One of them is Mr. Petring, who's I think he's still on the broadcast, so I thank him immensely. And the other one is Mr. Luz. I'd like you to come up, Mr. Luz. I just want to tell you, go ahead and stand up here, you're the man. You're the man of the hour. Mr. Luz has taken on a tremendous amount of responsibility on his shoulders, and he has run with the ball where I couldn't put the time in that I needed to put in as a Scoutmaster. I was here as much as I could be. I handled all the, Eagle Scout stuff, and the thing is, Mr. Luz helped drive all the rest of it with the other ASMs, all of them stepped up. So Mr. Luz, I appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Our Eagle Scouts,
Yep.
but I do thank you very much.
You bet. You're welcome. Thank you very much. So now I will move into my final commentary so we can get to the cupcakes, okay? So, all right. So tonight, you know, we spoke of favorite memories of our new Eagle Scouts and all of the honors this evening, okay? But what about the future? What about the future? Tomorrow morning, each of you guys will wake up a little tired, but very happy, and a full-fledged Eagle Scout with your Eagle Court of Honor behind you, right? 10 years from now, you'll wake up each morning an Eagle Scout. Every day for the rest of your lives, you'll wake up as an Eagle Scout. Now that's the good news. The bad news, each morning for the rest of your lives, you'll wake up an Eagle Scout. You see, it's both an honor and an obligation, each in one, right? And you'll get different reactions from people you meet. Some will find out you're an Eagle and say, yeah, that figures. I mean, I figured, you know, you must be an Eagle Scout because you're a high flyer, you're doing your thing, and it's really cool. You know, they know you. Others will find out you're an Eagle Scout and make things a little bit easier for you just because you've been tested. So like some have said, jobs and things like that, schools, I mean, definitely means something to be an Eagle. There's gravity to it, right? So it means something. Maybe they won't make it easier, but they'll make it a little less treacherous, excuse me. Others might even make things harder for you. There are people that envy Eagle Scouts, believe it or not, and they might make things a little tougher on you. Or they'll expect more from you, for sure, right? And again, you might not notice because you can handle challenges. You know, after all, you're an Eagle. Often, however, in a room full of people, no one will ever know you're an Eagle Scout except for you. But that's okay too. It's all right. You can be confident in your own person, right? And who you are. Now, a lot of folks will ask, you know, is it really worth it being an Eagle? What's an Eagle Scout attainment worth? Well, to the BSA, it's about $16.50 to $20, maybe the cost of an Eagle Scout award kit. To the military, as was mentioned by Mr. Lays, it is about $2,200 to $2,500 when you enter the military, because per month, by the way, per month. Now, I'm not recruiting, so please, please parents, don't think I'm recruiting. I'm not. I'm just making a comment that it's a fact. Okay, if you join the military and you have Eagle Scout on your application, you are automatically going, instead of being E1, you will be an E3 the day you come in. You're making $2,500 more than any other guy or gal in the military, right off the bat, per month, because you became an Eagle. They know you're tested. They know what you're made of. Because again, the parents that were standing up here, you're part of the 5% of all parents that have a child that became an Eagle. And you guys are part of that 5%. It's a huge accomplishment, okay? So, the last thing, or one of the things I want to mention too is there are many Scouts who got to life. Many. And you talk to these guys, and one of their biggest regrets is they didn't put in that last little bit of like shoulder grease and pound it through and put that grind in, right, and become an Eagle Scout. It's one of their biggest life regrets. You guys don't have that problem, but there are guys out there that, and gals now that may have that issue.
Roger.
Ah, okay. Mr. Ramel.
I finished it life.
Oh, that's all right. We still love you, Mr. Ramel. We still love you very deeply. To most other people you meet, the value of the Eagle is the value they place on you and your friendship. So I'll just leave it to you to tell me what it's worth in your own heart, okay? But in closing, I do have a few comments. One of them's a little bit funny. Remember, eagles may soar, but weasels don't get sucked into jet engines. Be careful out there, okay, guys? Be very careful. That's a Navy thing, in case you know. Twisted on the Navy again a little bit. All right? So be careful out there, gentlemen, because you are going to fly high, but with that comes a lot of responsibility, and you can and will, I guarantee you will make mistakes, but I also know you'll understand how to fix those along the way, okay? You're equipped. The second comment I'd like to cite is from a famous author, Theodore Giesel, who we also know as Dr. Seuss. I'm going to abbreviate part of it because it's easier. But this is your day, so be on your way. Go climb the mountain. We'll be there. In other words, we'll be there to watch. We're going to watch you climb those mountains. You guys are going to do phenomenal things. I'm so proud of all of you and what you've accomplished. I'm proud of the parents, and I'm proud of the ASMs. So this is your day, guys. Go do it, okay? And then, from the sage advice of the 23rd century philosopher, Mr. Spock, live long and prosper, gentlemen. Live long and prosper. Do very, very well. Yeah, and I can't do that. Anybody that can? Yeah, there you go. We got a couple more can do it. All right, all right. You guys are Star Trekkers all the way. All right. And lastly, I do want to double tap on what Mr. Schwartz said during his commentary, because, you know, the comments about commitment to service, because you guys know I have said for a very, very, very long time, others before self, right? And it's right in the Scout Oath, right in the middle, by the way, to help other people, not just to help them, at all times, at all times. So, the thing about doing that is if you do it, doesn't matter if it's in your school right now, or at home, or your church, or when you get out into the world, maybe into the college world, and then eventually in the working world, if you're helping others around you, you will by default be raising your own station in life. It'll happen. It'll just automatically happen. So keep doing everything you guys have been doing, okay? Because that's really important. Because thereby, you will always honor and represent the legacy of scouting and truly living as an Eagle Scout. Okay? Thanks, gentlemen.
So everybody knows we do have some refreshments in the back foyer there. I do want to make sure everybody knows the Eagle families are the ones that kind of put everything together here. Mary said she stepped up and organized the group. Okay. And my final message is actually not addressed to the Eagle Scouts in this room. It's actually addressed to the Scouts that are here, that are thinking or contemplating going for that Eagle. I want to say to you gentlemen, it really takes a lot of individuals that have a real vested interest in you for you to reach that or accomplish the Eagle rank. You have your parents. They're there to encourage you, support you, and provide guidance along the way. The troop, your patrol, your patrol leaders, they're the ones that are going to rally behind you when you have your Eagle project. They're the ones that are going to show up and get some elbow grease to help you get your project done. Even if they've left the troop, when the word goes out, do they not come back and help you? Also, Scouts, it's going to be your mentors. You'll be other adults, your ASMs. They're going to help guide and direct you towards that goal. But, and this is a big but, at the end of the day, there's really only one individual that's going to get you across that finish line. And that individual, gentlemen, is in the mirror. So you need to look in there, look yourself in the eye, and say, I'm going to do it. It doesn't matter who else wants you to do it. At the end of the day, it's just going to be you. Okay? So with that, with the power vested in me as committee chair, I now conclude this Eagle Court of Honor. Thank you.
The Eagle Scout oath with all the.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, please, all the Eagle Scouts, past and present, please come to the stage. We are going to recite the Eagle Oath.
Hey, Cooper.
Of course.
Okay.
One step forward.
Maybe move a little forward.
Okay.
Yeah,
Try again.
that's a good idea. Try again.
Go.
I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example, my rank and my influence count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship in my troop and in my community and in my contact with other people. To this, I pledge my sacred honor.
One more picture, guys.
One more picture, guys.
Look front.
Whoop.
Okay, turn around. Turn around. Turn around.
All right, here we go. Nice. Flo's confident, man. Well done, guys.
Called it.
Right?
Yeah, you called it.
That's going on my
Hello, my name is Adam Stern, and I'm going to do the benediction. O Lord, may we not forget that the true work of scouting begins as we leave this place, to instill trust and be loyal, to help all persons and be friendly in our encounters. May we show courtesy in our kindness, obedience to requests, and be cheerful in our duty. May thriftfulness be our path, brave be our character, clean be our mind and body. Above all, dear Lord, make us reverent in all things, remembering that in you only do we perform well the calling of scouting. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, I don't think I missed anything now. All right, so as a committee chair for the troop, I officially close this Eagle Court of Honor. Remember, there are refreshments in the back. Thank you so much.